U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock is pushing to stop private equity firms from buying single-family homes in Georgia and making them unaffordable for families.
Today, the senator stopped by Paulding County to discuss his provision in the 21st Century Road to Housing Act that passed through the Senate. Atlanta News First Sarah Hammond reports from Dallas with more. Home ownership is something that a lot of young Americans worry they won't be able to have. But that is something this bipartisan bill is hoping to achieve. And Senator Raphael Warnock says it passed through the Senate 89-10.
Major problem for our county.
Here in Paulding County, housing affordability is an issue Commission Chairman Tim Estes says he hears about from his constituents.
They can't compete with the corporate America, with the people coming in price-wise. And then once they turn them into rental homes, they don't take care of the rental homes.
Research from Georgia State University says institutional investors own 78% of single-family homes in Paulding County alone. And Senator Raphael Warnock calls Atlanta ground zero for the problem.
Private equity and major corporations have been swooping in and buying up thousands of single-family homes that should be available for Georgians who simply want to purchase a piece of the American dream.
Real estate executive and housing advocate Amy McCoy says that same study says corporate landlords have now gobbled up over 30% of single-family rental inventory in metro Atlanta. That's 10 times the national rate.
It disproportionately locks out communities of color, young adults, and working-class buyers, freezing entire communities into a perpetual state of renters.
Warnock says his provision in the bipartisan legislation called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act would, among other things, impose a $1 million fine on these firms that own more than 350 single-family homes and then try to buy more, something he says is the first step in helping prospective homeowners.
But for years, their dreams have been deferred because they are finding themselves in fierce competition with private equity.
This bill is now headed to the House for a vote, and we will continue to keep a close eye on this. In Paulding County, Sarah Hammond, Atlanta News First.